Hi guys. So today I just want to do a quick review of the tyres, the standard OEM tyres for the Honda CB500X. It's not so much a review at the beginning of their life, it's a review at the end of their life. The bike's got over 6,600 miles on now, and the OEM tyres, which are the Dunlop Trailmax Mixtour, are coming towards the end of their lives. They've got round about just under 3mm at the centre of the tyre, front and back, and on the sides maybe about 3.5 to 4 on the front and about 4 on the back on the sides. But what I've found now is that some of the trail riding I've been doing, they're a little bit skittish now. I mean, they're only the original tyres are a 90/10 as I understand, road to trail, so they're not really that great for going off-road anyway. I personally think they're okay for gravel tracks. So yeah, they're reaching the end of their lives, and in the next week or two I'll have them changed. But I just wanted to touch on how they've been for me over those miles, and what I think about them. There is I think there's quite a few people don't like the tyre. They don't get on with it. They just don't find it to be a great tyre. But then there's others that do find it okay. So I guess it comes down to your riding style, where you're riding, and how many miles you put on it. For me now, even on the road, they don't feel as they did just 2 or 3 weeks ago, to be honest. So I'm just going to show you the tyres as they are now, with the mileage and at the point I'm going to change them, which will be in the next couple of weeks. So I reckon in that time I'll have about 7,000 on them over this next certainly over this next 2 weeks. I'll have them up to 7,000, probably just slightly above. So I just want to show you. I'm going to pop down the bike and show you the tyres and give you my view, but it's a personal view. It's just how I found them, and everybody will find them different. Yeah, so here we have the tyres, guys. Dunlop Trailmax Mixtour. They're actually made in Thailand, and I haven't been able to see them or look to see if they could be purchased in the UK, but I don't think they are. To be honest, I think they're made in Thailand and fitted to the bike, because the bike is built in Thailand. Anyhow, just to give you a little view of the front tyre, and I mean, there's still life in that, yeah. I mean, you could certainly on the road, you could run that a little bit longer, but I've been averaging about 1,000 miles a month on the bike, so I'm not even so sure I'd get another 1,000 out of them. The centre, in some bits on the centre, we're down to just under 2mm now. But that's the front tyre after, what did I say, 6,600 plus miles, and I've got to say that it's worn quite well. You can see that I do use it to its almost full width, so the what they call the chicken strips, we're looking about here. So I do get a good use of the tyre on the road. My riding is predominantly back roads. I would say probably about 85% of my riding's on back roads, scratching about, usually in the Yorkshire Dales, and then a little bit of sort of main road motorway, and some trail riding. But the trail riding is relatively new to me. Really just started doing it over the last 2 or 3 months on this bike, so it doesn't account for a large proportion, but it will do increasingly when I start travelling. So I think they've actually worn quite well. As I say, the centre's down to round about the 2mm mark, both front and back, and the legal limit within the UK, I'd like to say that it's a millimetre, but I'm going to have to double check that. On cars it's 1.6mm across that central 3/4 band, On bikes I think it's slightly lower. However, I can feel now on the road the difference, and I did a trail ride just last week, which I thought was gravel but turned into a a bit more with some rocky steps. So I'm definitely not going back on any trails until I do change the tyres. So the front on the 2019 model is a 110/80 by 19. It's a 19-inch front wheel, and the replacement more 50/50 tyre, adventure type tyre, is available for that wheel size, so there's no great problem there. Got a good choice. However, when you go to the back of the bike, you have a 160 by 60 by 17, and I've been finding out that the 160 tyres are obviously more road orientated size, and I don't think you can get a 50/50 tyre for it. At least you can't in the ones I've been looking at, which, you know, I've looked at TKC 80s, and I've looked at Mitas EO7 Pluses, and I think it's the Mitas EO7 Plus that I'm going to try, because I just like some of the reviews I've seen on it. But this wheel, you can't get either of those tyres in a 160. However, you can fit a 150 to these, and other people in different countries are using 150s on these bikes. So I'm likely going for that 150 for my next tyre. The only thing, I've sort of mistimed this really, but I'm probably going to change the wheels for Rally Raid, and the Rally Raid wheel is a 150 for the rear. However, I'm not going to be changing it for at least until next spring, and I do need some tyres in the meantime, so I'm going to get the Mitas 150s for it. But again, you can see the wear on that tyre, you know, and again, look, you know, you can see I do use them to their sort of almost full width. You know, it's getting that sort of use on the road, and that's the beauty of this bike. You can throw it around, and without being stupid, you can have a really good time with it. And again, there's life left in that tyre, but not a lot, because obviously getting down to 2mm, you just haven't got the same feel. And we're in mid-October, so the autumn's well and truly here now, and winter will be coming, and I will be using the bike through winter, so they do need to be changed. So that's the tyres, and you can sort of see how I think how well they've done. You can just see the indicators coming through now for the, if I get round, I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, there it is. So you can definitely see that they're getting down. This rear tyre got a screw into it in the sort of towards the centre band, at about 2,000 miles. So I used a tyre plugger, plugged it, and I've sort of used it since then. So I haven't changed it and had no problems with it. But I've had other bikes where I've used a tyre plugger and used them until they're finished. I know some of you may say that you should change it straight away, but anyhow, that's my sort of risk, and just from experience, I've never had a problem plugging them and then using them. Yeah, so just to reiterate, you've got a 110/80/19 on the front, you've got a 160/60/17 on the back, and I'm going to replace the back with a 150. Actually, it'll be a 150. Yeah, so sorry, you've got a rear 160/60/17, and I'm going to change it to a 150/70/17. So just in summary of the time spent with the tyres, which is that 6,600 miles, I've actually enjoyed the tyres. So I am in the camp of thinking they are a good tyre, for the use that I've put them to for this last few months. Most of that miles has been done since we came out of full restriction, which I think was it May, maybe into June. So I've just piled a lot of miles on since then. And as a road tyre, I've found them exceptionally good. The grip on them I found to be superb. Because they're a 90-10 tyre, they deal with the sort of crap you find on some backcountry roads really well. So as a pure road going tyre, I rate them very highly. Also wet weather on the road, no problem at all. I have every confidence in them, although not now because they're starting to go, but certainly up until 2 or 3 weeks ago, every confidence in them in the rain. And on gravel tracks, absolutely superb on gravel tracks. They'll deal with the gravel track. If it's just a straightforward track, they'll deal with that, no problem at all. I felt very comfortable using them on those sort of trails. On more sort of adventurous trails, and one to look at would be Salter Fell, which is a video for. I would say that probably not the tyre to use for going on a place like Salter Fell, because it in some points it was quite rough. Other points there was a bit of mud and mire and rocks. So not too good on anything off-road other than gravel tracks. However, if your main use is road use, and your main with the odd little gravel track or camping where you're onto a field, these tyres are fine. And I have seen people changing them straight away, and that's absolutely great if you need a tyre that's going to give you more sort of 50-50, better use on trail riding. But for that general sort of road with a little bit of gravel trails, I think those tyres have performed exceedingly well. I wouldn't have another set even if I could get them, but that's only because I want a 50-50 tyre. So all in all, those tyres are a thumbs up from me.